Look, Pokemon Go was on such a high roll. Like, I'm talking, we had some crazy free rewards, unlimited remote raids. But what came with that was what I would believe is the worst type of shiny event that we've had in a while. This we're going to talk about is Unova Tour. Now, Unova Tour just happened. We had day 1 and day 2. And by the time you're watching this video, I haven't even uploaded day 2 yet. And I don't even know how I'm going to upload day 2 because I did get a couple shinies, but it wasn't like a good video structure. Like, I have to plan this video a lot more differently than a lot of other events. So like community days or New York Go Fest, all I had to do was just record and I get many shinies. But with the case of Unova Tour, with this event, this was very different. And we're gonna go over every reason why I think Unova Tour was just kind of some butt. Now, there's a big common theme that you probably have noticed from Unova Tour, and it was the shiny boost was in raids, eggs, and research. Now, I feel like Niantic kind of did this for some type of reason. So let me explain. Back when we got the Go Fest, we had Donwings to Crozma, and we had both of those. A lot of people were doing wild, like clicking the wild stuff because they wanted more of the shinies rather than trying to do the raids. So what Niantic did to fix this, assumingly, was that they brought a raid day for Donwings and Duskmane to Crozma. However, with this event, it really seemed like they were so focused on raids when obviously the build up to Unova Tour, we had Virizion, Terrakion, Cobalion, Tornadus, Thundurus, and Landorus. Then we had all the Genesect forms, Zekrom and Reshiram, and then finally on the actual days, we had Kyurem, Black Kyurem and White Kyurem in specific. It really seemed that the game just, like Pokemon Niantic just did not care for wild spawns because the only things that were boosted in the wild was Tepig, Oshawott, and Snivy, those 3 starters. Then we had the already shiny boosted without the event, Clink and Alomomola. And then the Deerlings, which were new, and that was it. That was the only things that were boosting the wild. And Pikachu. Other than that, those were the only things boosting the wild. Now, you could say that's ungratefulness, that's fine. But what I'm trying to say is that when we had Hoenn Tour, when we had Sinnoh Tour, when we had the other tours, other Go Fest, this event was so much more pay to get shinies than ever. Now look, now I want to go into why I think they did this. So for raids, it really seemed like they wanted us to do remote raids because they gave us free remote raid, not free. They gave us remote raids unlimited. Remember, so usually it's only 5 or 20 in some events. However, it was unlimited remote raids for the first and second day. So I really feel like they didn't want to make another Black and White Kyurem raid day again. So instead, it seems like that could be a possibility of the reason why they didn't give that many shinies in the wild. Number 2, they had the special 10-kilometer eggs. Now, they also had the 2-kilometer eggs where you could get Larvesta, but let's be honest, no one was going for those. 99% of people. What I know is most people were going for the 10-kilometer eggs, which was the Bouffalant, Maractus, and the Sigilyph, because all 3 of those are really hard to get. Sigilyph is Egypt and some other places that are not, easily obtainable to get. Then there's also the Maractus and Bouffalant. So these Pokemon are not easy to get, and Pokemon Go made sure they weren't easy to get. So they made it so it was only in the, I think Sigilyph you can get from Enigma Research, but other than that, it was just 10-kilometer eggs, which is still cool. However, a lot of times in order to hatch a decent amount of eggs, or even a good amount to try and get a shiny, you gotta pay for the incubator. So interesting that they went that route. I know why. Obviously, they want to keep the Pokemon rare of some sort, but that was an interesting thing. And yes, you could have got more encounters if you bought research from the shop. So again, another reasoning of you gotta spend for the game in order to get more from the game. I will say though, I did buy the ticket from the shop and I got a shiny Maractus, which was cool. However, I wouldn't have gotten that shiny if I didn't buy the ticket. You know what I mean? And it was crazy. I think a lot of people, including myself, were wondering if there's a way to buy like some Unova Tour ticket in order to get boosted shinies, but it wasn't the case. you could buy a $15 or $20 battle pass that gave you some rewards that weren't shiny boosted, and quite frankly, kind of some butt encounters. And then, obviously, you could get Meloetta research, which I picked up. It was a couple bucks. You get a shiny Meloetta. That's actually kind of cool. But they had like literally like a million different tickets in the shop, with none of them having any sort of thing for a shiny boost. Like, I feel like a lot of folks playing the game want just shinies. We don't want to be spending $50 on encounters that are not even shiny boosted. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of crazy. It's crazy that our free shiny, like our free rewards, where most people got shinies. Like, it wasn't even the event itself. Because all the other Pokemon that were spawning, Vanillite, all those other Pokemon, were not shiny boosted. They were full odds. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Come on. That's crazy. But Pikachu's were boosted. That was cool. You can get those off the incense. Unknown, I have no clue unknown rates. I did get one shiny unknown, which was cool. However, I did use an incense for many hours, so it was to happen eventually. But I don't know, bro. There was a lot of good Pokemon that spawned. Scraggy, Rufflet. But again, those aren't boosted. I will say from research, there was what was called Enigma research. You could catch 10 unique Pokemon from Unova, and you can get Pokemon like Sandile. You can get Pokemon like Volibee, Clink, Sigilyph. It could have a background of it'd be an Enigma background, and it could be potentially shiny, which was kind of cool. They made the research a little bit difficult to get, which is fine. And it seemed like there was a shiny boost from that research from other YouTubers. I was not able to get one personally, but from watching a lot of other creators, it definitely did seem like that was boosted there, which was nice. Raids wise, people did horrible for raids. I'm talking, the amount of comments I've seen is crazy. On top of that, I've done 26 Kyurem raids. Then I did a couple Zekrom, couple Reshiram. For one, I didn't get enough candies to evolve my Black Kyurem. If it takes more than 20 raids to get the candies, that's disgusting. I did 26 Kyurem raids and I did not get enough energy to get a Black or White Kyurem fuse. Niantic, are we serious? Like, I know eventually they've tapped into one of my videos before, so hopefully someone working there is like watching this far in the video. That's disgusting. There is no way you shouldn't have to do over 10. You know what I mean? You would think the research, by the way, would give you enough even after doing 20 raids. I can show you my Pokemon stores. I don't have enough. They did not give me enough. That's insane. That's insane. Come on. It's Unova Tour wasn't Kyurem Raid Day. If it was Kyurem Raid Day, we wouldn't have all the other research and stuff like that. Like, that blew my mind. I remember seeing like Black and White Kyurem, about to fuse it. I can't do my research now. That's crazy. I can't complete the research because Niantic didn't give me enough candies after doing 20 raids. Come on. That's kind of crazy. But it's the game. It is what it is. Definitely have a little bit of saltiness there, you know what I mean? Because after that many raids, also no shiny. I'm also speaking on behalf of other people in the comments that did hundreds of raids for like 3 or 4 shinies. That's crazy too. Like, come on. The shiny raids seemed terrible. Like, they seemed worse than before. That's crazy. Come on. That's crazy. But I will say, at least there was some shiny boosts. Like Deerling, I was able to get 3 of the shiny out of the 4 of the ones that came out, which was super cool. Very glad that is so. One thing I love about this event as well is that now you can get all of these Unova Pokemon shiny in the wild. So if Bouffalant spawns around where you are, you can get that. Sigilyph or Maractus, same thing. Or if Deerling spawn around you, you can get those shiny now. Unless Niantic seemingly like shut it off, which they've done before. Let's hope that's not the case, and hopefully that Niantic still kept on all of these shinies. I would like jaw would be to the floor if that was the case, if they just turned them off. But like I said, they could. Let's just hope not. Look, I wanted to make this video as kind of like an eye-opener of, it seems like these events are changing, and it seems like one of the big reasons is simply because they are being sold to Scopely. Like, I genuinely think this is in partial correlation to that, because why in the world are they running this event so beyond different? It's obvious that they're wanting us to pay more for it to make them look better for the sale. And it's business. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's definitely a little scummy to the community of not providing a solid event that doesn't have to spend $50 for it. You know what I mean? That's, I don't know. It would have been nice to have a better shiny boost on maybe Curums, more like energy to evolve them. That would have been nice. Come on, like, you give us all this research, you give us the battle pass research, and give us no candies. Like, come on. That, I don't know. Even if I bought the $20 or $15 bonus, I still don't think I would have had enough to be able to evolve my dark or my black or white Kyurem. Like, that's crazy. The whole big part of this event was black and white Kyurem. Like, yes, Unova tour, but it really seemed like Pokemon was like, or Niantic was boosting this whole raids and stuff like that. So the fact that I didn't get it from that many raids is kind of crazy. And if you're wondering, was I doing I was specifically doing black Kyurem. Most of my, like, I did about, I'd say like 7 or 8 white and then 12 or 13 black Kyurem. Those should definitely be enough. You know what I mean? That should definitely be enough. Like, that's kind of, I think we were kind of getting lowballed on the amount of energy we were getting per raids. My personal opinion. The research seemed fine. I did hundreds of research, by the way. Hundreds. You'll see a video. Hundreds. I did get good ones. I got both of the Basculin, which I'm super hyped about. Again, I'll make that a YouTube video. I got, I think, 1 singular Deerling. Or maybe 2, but I think only 1 singular Deerling from research. I literally think I only got 3 or 4 shinies from hundreds of research. That's crazy. Like, hundreds of research. Like, I'm not even trolling. I went to 4 different parks. Come on. No shinies from Enigma, but I only did about 20 Enigma research at most, so I can't say anything about that. I got lucky on the Basculins, though. Very happy about that. Very grateful for that. But, I mean, oh my goodness. I did 4 Druddigons, 8 Pikachus from raids, no shiny. And then all the Curums, and they weren't shiny either. Like, bro. I did 30 plus raids, no shiny out of any of them. And they should have been boosted. It's kind of crazy. You know what I mean? I think that's a bit crazy. But there's that. The 10 kilometer eggs is kind of crazy as well. I'm not gonna lie. In 10s, like, we could, realistically, it would have been best if they did it in 5 or 2s. So, I mean, if we're going off the fact that they want us to spend more, everyone would want to do 2s because they're so easy to pop. Then you buy more incubators. Oh, we can just pop, you know? That's just my personal thought. I really think it could have been better, especially if they wanted to actually, like, look better to sell. They could have went about it better. Especially if there was boosted in the raids. That would have been fire. Or in the wild. Because, again, I really did not like this event. I liked it, don't get me wrong. Very grateful I was able to play it. I got some really cool shinies. But I was playing all day. And I got the amount of shinies that you would get in, like, 20 minutes of a community day. And granted, community days are very boosted. But to compare a community day, one we get once a month, to a tour that we get once a year, and the community day is way better, that's really bad. You know what I mean? That shouldn't be a thing. Now, look, the main reason I wanted to make this video is, for one, I really want y'all to let me know in the comments below, how was your event? Like, genuinely, like, yeah, I want to read some comments, like how many raids you did. Because again, I saw some comments. Some folks did a lot of raids, and it can't just be like RNG. It really seems like they were not boosted at all. There's that. Number 2, did you get any shinies from the wild that are not including Pikachu, which was boosted, Deerling that was boosted, Clink and Alamomola that were all 4 boosted? Were you able to find, or all 3 of the Unova starters? Were you able to find any other shinies like Vanilla, Rufflet, Joltik, Solosis, Gothita? Were anyone able to get those shinies that were part of the Unova actually spawning? And I will give credit where credit is due. You know where the 12-kilometer eggs, the Ponyard, the Volibee, the Sandile, I like that they put it in research. Even though the research was harder to find, it was 12-kilometer rare Pokemon. They're hard to find. They're hard to get. You know what I mean? So I will give credit where credit is due. The Enigma research task, those were fire. I appreciate those. Those were cool. But that's not going to carry this whole event. So very, very curious, and let me know in the comments below. For one, if you spent any money on this as well, because that, I don't know. Some people think when you spend more on the game, you get more out of it, but I spent a decent amount on the game, and I got stuff, but lackluster event. So thank y'all so much for showing up into today's YouTube video. God bless. Jesus loves y'all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see y'all in the next video.